Alright guys, I have teased this video for a little while now. Right there, we have a brand new, kind of unknown bass boat. A lot of people don't even know this boat has came out and even exists, but it's a really, really cool boat and probably one of my favorite boats I've ever fished out of. So without further ado, we'll show y'all right here. We have the Ikon VLX20. This is the smallest boat in the line from Ikon right now. You know, the VLX basically came in, it's a shallower boat. It's not quite as deep. It still has the same build quality as far as like this boat. The past year I had to repair the least amount of stuff I've ever had to repair on a bass boat before, and that's a lot come from me because I've had to basically rebuild bass boats in the parking lots of hotels quite a few times. But you know, the VLX basically is just more of a price point boat. These come in fully loaded, fully rigged out, under 100 grand. All, you know, they say under 100 grand all day. That's the deal. But this one's actually a little bit less expensive than that because I only put 3 grafts on it, and you know, I got a nice trolling motor on it. I've got nice grafts, but just for me, this is kind of the way that I want to rig this boat out because this is not going to be the boat that I take on tour, but I'm going to fish a lot of tournaments out of this boat, fish a lot of film out of it, you know, just fun fish out of it, a lot of small tournaments. But I just kind of wanted to have the most usable space as far as moving, walking around. I just kind of wanted to kind of go back a little bit. I mean, I still put a big scope screen up there and stuff like that, but I just kind of wanted more space for just kind of the type of fishing I really enjoy doing, and kind of a dual threat boat. But I kept it with a little bit less electronics. But anyways, we're gonna go over here and dive into this boat, kind of show y'all some of the features of it. It's a really cool boat. Like this boat is awesome. Like we may even do some on the water, you know, performance stuff today. So let's go check it out. Come on. So as you can see, we got the all gel, just straight black with a purple bolt. I actually let my lovely wife Hunter design this boat, and I think it turned out phenomenally. I've had a couple people poke fun at it a little bit, but most people really like it. I think it turned out super clean.
What have they said?
I've had all people tell me all kinds of stuff, but you know, one guy told me he'd rather fish out of a pink boat than a purple boat, which I'm 100% disagreement with. I like the purple. I actually like it a lot.
They're just haters.
But it turned out really, really good. It looks good. We've got, you know, this is one of the things on this boat. You know, the trailer is, like, I got the upgraded trailer on my LX20 that I had. You know, a little beefier trailers, extra steps, extra light, stuff like that. That's just, you know, this is kind of more of a base model boat with a premium build quality. So that's kind of, you know, how they got this boat to be a little bit less expensive. So without further ado, we're going to jump into the hardware of the boat. Power pole blades, 8-footers. This is the one pump. You know, people have heard about those. They, you know, now power poles come where one pump runs both poles. And I've noticed no difference at all. Like, I know some people are worried about, well, what if a pump goes out? And it's like, well, if you had 2 pumps and a pump goes out, now you've only got 1 pole, so, you know, you need 2 anyway. So that's kind of the way that I was thinking about it. So I got the 1 pumps and no problems at all. Mercury 250 Pro XS. You know, that's the motor I've ran forever. I've got thousands of hours on these motors. So not on this one, but on these Pro XSs. 24 pitch Fury prop. That's been the best prop by far. Been getting 59, 50 RPMs out of this prop. I ran a 23 Fury on it for the past about 3 fishing trips. And the speed's been a little bit slower, more RPM, better hole shot, you know, just kind of the trade-off. But I just wanted to kind of try the 23, put a 24 back on it today because I feel like that's going to be the all-around best prop. So, black TX Marine Atlas jack plate right here. You know, those things are rock solid. They've been good every single year. That's kind of the nuts and bolts of the back. You know, kind of the same setup I've always ran. I've got a lot of confidence in this whole system right here. So 250 Pro XS and then power poles. Gonna be hard to get me to change from that. So should we jump into it from here?
Yeah.
All right. Battery compartment. This is one of my favorite parts of an Ikon. You know, in the LX20 that I had, tons of room back here. This one, tons of room back here. You can see I've got 2 36-volt trolling batteries right here. I've got 2 60 amp hour Miller Techs right here, hook parallel. These are for trolling. Tons of room. If you wanted to, you could add another battery tray right here if you wanted to run 12 volts, but obviously I'm running 36s, so we only put 2 battery trays in here, and I've got kind of a little open spot right here. I'm gonna actually put probably a spare prop right here, and then, you know, some tools and stuff back here. So we'll go to the other side, and you can see very similar layout right here.
You got butterfly doors?
Yeah, that's what I got, butterfly doors right here. See, I've got the trolling, the cranking 135 amp Millertex right here. These are 12 volts. I got a power pole charge right here to the back. This is a really clean way to run it. You can see, like, it just out of the way. Last year I put a spare prop right here in my LX20.
Are those lights?
Yeah, these are lights. They have compartment lights on almost all the compartments. So, but I love how clean these boats stay back here. I mean, this boat's rigged out now. I've got all the power wires ran to everything. Like, I got transducer wires ran. Everything on this boat is rigged out. And it's still super, super clean back here. Like, I'm a big fan of this. It's got a fuse panel right here with the breakers. That's, you know, pretty similar placement, pretty similar to the LX20 that I had. We'll go over here on the better lit side, because the back 2 compartments are similar. I keep different stuff in them. So far this year, I haven't put anything at all in this one. Just, you know, it's kind of my buddies have that's been fishing with me. Look, we got right here, empty pack of Bronco bugs. That's actually not even mine. What?
Tyler's?
Yeah. And then you can see right here, we've got a big open compartment with, you know, plenty of room to put stuff in. The other side's the same.
That one's pretty clean.
It is. It's clean. Yeah. Everything on this boat is.
One thing is, though, like, it's not a fluid like compartment.
It's not like a bump, it don't have like a tub in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's elevated off the bottom, over this.
That's probably better for draining.
Yeah, but also it adds a little bit of space, because, you know, the tubs have to be they take up a little bit of space, so it adds a little bit of space. But I noticed that when I got this boat. It didn't have the tubs in it, but I've had no problems with it at all. Like, there's no kind of reason for tubs back there, really, if you've got the setup they have with the elevated floor. A lot of other boats, if you take that tub out, if they have those drop-in tubs, if you take them out, you kind of get right to the floor of the boat and like straight into the bilge. This one's different because it's elevated, so haven't had any problems with that. So you wanna hop up in here?
Here's the gas.
Yep, that's where the gas goes. 50-gallon tank. It's actually, so I did some research last year. I actually ran my boat completely out of gas on purpose to see how much gas it would actually hold.
It wasn't on purpose, guys. He runs out of gas like twice.
No, I ran out of gas on purpose though one time, and then filled it all the way up to make sure I knew exactly how much gas I could actually burn. And it was 51.7 gallons in my LX20. I'm not telling y'all to push it. Don't push it. But I knew I was gonna make 2 really long runs, you know, back-to-back tournaments, so I wanted to make sure that I knew exactly how much gas I would hold and how much I would burn, like usable gas that you could burn. So 51.7 was the deal in the LX20 that I had. So we're gonna get Hunter up in the boat.
Here's Mason.
Yep. So seats on this boat, a little bit different. You know, the other seats have more of a spring system. These seats, I would say, are a little bit harder. They're a little bit harder. The seats in the LX are, you know, that's another expense that kind of elevates the LX. But these seats are still phenomenal. I've had no problems out of them. Like, sometimes I feel like they actually kind of are form fitting a little bit better than the LX. But I like the seats, you know, they're pretty cool. We've got a drop-in tub right here. Right now it's full of gloves and boat registration and all kinds of stuff, but you know, it's just kind of a standard little glove box right there. I got striker gloves in there by the Boo Koodles right now. So
is the cooler as big as the other one?
No, so this boat is not as deep as the LX, so the cooler is a little bit smaller. It's still a big cooler for a bass boat.
Did your other one have those lights right there?
Yeah, my other one had lights right here. Yep. So you can turn these on. I've been night fishing in this tournament in this boat like 3 times now. You turn these lights on, it just kind of illuminates everything. You see, it's one thing that's different. The new Power Pole 1 pumps have a different, what is this called? Like remote thing. It kind of snaps into here. And you know, it's still different now because like I'm so programmed to press down on this and make the power poles go down, and on this one you have to press this button to make them go down and this one to make them go up. So I actually think it's kind of backwards the way my brain wants to do it. I want to press down here and up here, but you know, I'm used to it being like that. But anyways, live wells. Live wells are actually like 3 gallons smaller, I believe. It was either 2 or 3 gallons smaller. You can see we've got some coil tags in there right now. We fished turbot out of this boat Friday and Sunday. So still big live wells. Got the light blue, supposed to make the fish relax a little bit more. Don't know if that's true or not, but we got live wells are plenty big. You know, this boat doesn't have all the bells and whistles as far as live wells go, like the chiller plate that's in my LX20, but still right here on the control panel I can press the live well button and everything is automated. It'll still, you know, fill them up and then recirculate them on its own, and if the water ever drops below, the float switch will make it kick back on and it'll fill the live wells back up again. So you can customize it by, you know, turn on recirc all the time or whatever you want to do, but when you're in the water, I just leave it on the kind of automated version and kind of just let it roll, you know. So that's right here I've got a Humminbird Apex 13 at the console. This is all I wanted right here, you know, and I can tell a difference already in the amount of wind that two graphs actually block. But this has been fine. I mean, for this boat, this is how I wanted to rig it out. I just, you know, I wanted it to be easy to get in and out and everything, and I like it. I'm a big fan of it. It's got a monitor over here, which is on my LX20. The big difference is the LX20 has a 7-inch screen right here. This thing actually has a little bit different. Remember, my kill switch is off. You know, you can kind of toggle through the screens. Everything's kind of catching up right now, but it's got the RPM gauge around here. You can also find the actual digital RPM gauge, temp sensor, fuel level, voltage of your battery, oil temp, like, you know, the actual engine temp, and then the hours on the boat, trip, RPMs. There's the actual digital RPM. That's what I put it on whenever I'm testing props. I like having that digital RPM so I can get an exact reading to test props and see which prop I feel like is going to have the best performance. So a lot of, you know, I really like these buttons. I kind of trust these buttons more than the digital stuff, but nobody's had any problems out of Ikon digital stuff. All the other pros I've talked to, whenever I talk to guys at the factory, they just never see any problems out of the actual screen. But, you know, you got recirc pumps, pump out, bilge pumps, lights, horn, other lights, you know, for inside the compartment. So pretty, everything that you need here, but in a little bit more of a simplistic design and a little bit more for price point, because that's what, you know, these boats are built so well and everybody's so interested in these boats and wants to get these boats, really want to come out with a boat that, you know, could suit more people and can get more people to actually have a boat like this and enjoy it. So, you know, this has been a really cool boat, a little bit more simple.
You forgot one fun thing.
What? Speakers. Got the speakers on the boat. So, yeah. Been actually listening to this stuff. I've got a phone charger right here and Bluetooth it to the speaker. So,
wireless phone charger.
Yeah, as soon as I put my phone in there, it starts charging. It does really good, holds it good whenever I'm running fast. But the whole time I was breaking in this boat, had my phone right here and playing music while I'm out here riding around, just cruising through the lake. So, pretty cool. But anyways, let me look in the cooler, see what's in there. So we got all kinds of stuff in there. The cooler is, probably should have cleaned the cooler out before we did a video, but I didn't. We got energy drink cans in there, water bottle cans in there. The cooler is, do what?
Water bottle cans.
Water bottles in there. The cooler's still bigger than most bass boat coolers that I've ever had. This is probably the second biggest cooler I've ever had on a bass boat, and the first biggest cooler is in the LX20. So, been pretty good. We're going to take a look inside the rod lockers. Okay, another thing is lots of tool holders right here. You've got your measuring stick right there. Ikon measuring board goes to 18. You know, some places like Tennessee River have an 18-inch smallmouth depth. So I've seen other boats where it only goes to 15. And like literally on the Tennessee River, some places you got to have 18-inch smallmouth. So, I mean, you need to be able to measure them if you get them. But lots of options for tools. You see I got 2 pairs of Gamakatsu pliers, like 3 pairs of Rapala scissors in here. Like, I like that. Another thing I do, so this is kind of obvious, but these Rapala scissors are super sharp and I like them, but they come with these 2 little plastic pieces that actually like cover up the little connection in there where the two scissors are connected, and I pop those out with a screwdriver so they'll slide down further in the tool thing, kind of get more out of the way. So little thing that I do, that's a little tip. All right, come check out the rod lockers. They're the same on both sides. This one has a stair step system back here where you could actually put the rod butts back in here. As far as rods go, I can get
so there's not like a little compartment over there?
No.
Like most?
Like the LX has, the LX20. So this boat, this rod locker, I think I've gotten 23 rods in here. You know, a little bit smaller of a rod locker compared to the LX20 or the LX series or the VLX21, I believe. But, you know, for me, I usually keep it simple. I have not even filled this thing up with rods yet, and I've already fished probably 4 or 5 local small tournaments out of this boat. So
keep it simple.
Keep it simple. Keep it stupid simple. It's simple, stupid.
You have like 400 rods.
I do got a lot of rods, but I don't take a lot of them with me typically. I will take a lot for practice. All right, so right here, this is the center box. I'm a big fan actually of this sliding tray. This is going to be in both of my boats this year, and you can see up here I've got life jackets, throw cushion. I just kind of throw that up there because that's kind of a hard to access place to actually get to. If you want to keep a ton of tackle, stuff that you don't use super often, I know people that take extra spinnerbait blades and spinnerbait skirts and jig skirts, and they keep all that stuff in the boat with them, and occasionally they'll get it. It's a good place for that type of stuff, but I don't bring that kind of stuff.
Why do you need a skirt on the water?
People do that. A lot of people do that. Like I see them during tournaments sit down and tie up a skirt or put a skirt together to find the right color because they think color matters that much. I personally don't, but you know they do. So you can see right here I've got in the shelf, in the sliding part, I got a scale. I've got some random baits I've thrown over here. Got a little freeloader right there that I cut off and threw over there. And then you know you can put 7 boxes right here very easily. So you know I got a lot of the wintertime essentials. I got hooks, buzz baits, rubber jigs, cleanup crawls, DT6s, bladed jigs, a little sniping box. Then over here I've got all my soft baits kind of tucked off in this corner over here. Got a lot of mayors, all kinds of stuff just in here ready to go. And then underneath here, you can slide this up. Actually, a pack of skirts fell down. But you know, you can keep extra boxes down here. I've got treble hooks down here. I'll load some stuff in here sometimes, but you know I really don't take that much tackle with me fishing that often anymore. Like I just genuinely don't. So you know that's the center box. You know it's smaller than the LX20, but usable space is still plenty. Like there's a lot of places to put tackle. You can see I had 7 boxes up there. You could probably get I don't know how many more down if you want to put them below that, and if you want to go up there, you can fit everything you want to fit in here. But this side rod locker, the same as this one, just doesn't have the stairs on the side over here. Move up to the front. Obviously, almost every good bass boat comes with the same boat buckles, you know, to hold your rods. The good thing about this one though is I've seen a lot of boat brands have them like short, and I've had boats before that had them short, and I've had boats before that put them on the rod locker like right here. So you can only fit like, if you, on this boat, it's actually big enough, you can still fit like 5 or 6 rods. But I like whenever you really have it extended, because that means I can get like 7 or 8 rods right here without actually stacking them on top of each other. So I typically put like 5 and 5 or 6 and 6 is the most. I really like to fish when I've only got about 3 out. That usually means I'm about to catch some. But typically, if I'm going to a practice day, 6 and 6 or 7 and 7, it doesn't get that stacked up and you don't really trip on it. And that was one of the biggest draws to me to run an Ikon is it keeps the width so far forward in these boats. So I mean the boats are super wide, have a huge front deck, but it keeps that width so far forward that, you know, I'm tall, I got big feet, and like I step around, I'm very mobile when I'm fishing. Like I'll move over there to skip under this side of a dock, I'll move over here to flip over here. And I don't like a lot of clutter. Like I don't like rods piled up and stacked up and laying everywhere. So I like that big front deck, and I like how you can, you know, kind of lay your rods out and organize them and still have a lot of rods. So you can see up here we have the Minn Kota Ultrex Quest 45-inch shaft. I've got a Humminbird Apex 13 right here. I've got a live scope right here, and then recessed foot pedal. That's obvious. I put my, see, this is where I was talking about how my brain registers incorrectly the up and down buttons on this. I always put the down button close to where I'm fishing. So like if I'm standing here, I want the down button to be the first one that I can get to, because typically if I'm in a hurry to drop them, I'm gonna be in a hurry to drop them, not a hurry to raise them. So I want the down, it just makes sense in my brain that I would press down first and then up second. So press down and then up. So that's the way that I rig it up. But you can see like so much space. I mean, I stand here to cast, I stand over here to cast, and the more I can keep the rods out of the way, the better. You know, that's how I feel. And there's obviously all Ikons have this big, you know, platform up here that you can stand on in front of the actual graphs, which I like. It makes it really easy to get in and out of the boat. You know, and you know, I've been sight fishing and stand up here or whatever. Y'all see me stand on the trolling motor and fall in a couple times. So haven't been doing that as much lately because we've been fishing in the middle mostly. But anyways, that's the front deck of the boat. Pretty, you know, simple layout as far as the way I rigged this boat, but it's everything that you need. Like, it's literally everything that you need. And you don't have to get a 16-inch screen and a 13-inch screen. You know, really you could get by with a 9 or a 10 for mapping, and then a 12 for forward-facing sonar, and a 9 or 10 for mapping back there, maybe side imaging. But you know, that's pretty standard stuff. I've got the speed prop on the actual trolling motor. That's what they have a speed prop. They got a regular prop. So I think that about covers it. One thing, live well and drain plug, similar to the LX, is over there on the right side of the actual driver's seat. So if you ever do forget to put your plug in and you back it in the water, auto bilge kicks on. You just got to turn right there beside you, turn it off. I do that way more than I'd like to admit. But VLX20, unknown bass boat. This is probably my favorite bass boat I've ever fished out of, just because the whole shot is so nimble and it's so quick. It gets up to speed. It runs really, really fast for a boat this size. Like it's quick, like really quick. So I'm very happy with it. I'm very, very happy with this boat. I got the LX20 for fishing on tour and actually tried around the country, just because it's a little bit bigger and has a little bit more storage and stuff like that. And you know, I can get the chiller plate and a lot more options. So you know, for traveling around the country and going everywhere, the LX20, I want a little bit bigger boat. But for fishing local, staying in Alabama, you know, this boat will handle waves. It'll do everything that the big boat really will do, just a few less bells and whistles. So I'm super happy about this boat. Hunters have been hearing me talk about it, how much I like it. All my buddies love it that's been in it. It's a really, really nice boat. And I mean, another thing I'll say is the contingency money on an Ikon is phenomenal. And these boats are coming in now, this VLX20 right here is coming in now, priced competitively with almost all the other brands. So, you know, the tournaments that I fish around my house on Lake Martin, the OGS tournament trails that I fished a few, one or two of them this year. I think maybe only fished one of them this year, or maybe two, I don't know. But if you win out of this boat, it's 10 grand in contingency money, 10 grand. And then another thing that a lot of other boat companies don't do is if it doesn't get 60 boats, a lot of companies don't pay. This boat company, Ikon, actually will pay if there's like 30 to 59 boats, it'll pay just not quite as much as 10 grand. So the contingency money is a huge factor here in Alabama because there's so many tournaments, and this boat has probably the best contingency money on the market right now. So that's it. VLX20 walkthrough. We good. We better go put this sucker in the water and see if we can touch 75. What?
I wasn't filming.
You didn't look like you were.
How do you mean? What do you mean?
I'm joking.
We're gonna have to redo it.
No, you ain't. I know you said it now.